Jimmy Johnson, Richard Petty, David Pearson, the three most winning drivers in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series here at the Concrete Canyons of Dover International Speedway, formerly Dover Downs International Speedway, and also known as the Monsters' hometown. Welcome to NASCAR Sprint Cup Series GarageCam on a different day than usual. It's a Saturday. It's a beautiful Saturday here at Dover International Speedway. And we're going to give you a little 30-minute tour here before the final practice, before the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series get underway for the FedEx 400 benefiting Autism Speaks tomorrow afternoon. I am your host, Matt Strickert, filling in for Matthew Dillner, who was also filled in for by the wonderful Will Yeager yesterday, making his first attempt at GarageCam. A little bit under the weather today, so if there's minor interruptions in the audio and it disappears, might have to cough or sneeze. But we're going to go ahead and do something because all of these teams are getting ready to go racing. We've got Trent Owens, crew chief for the number 43 of Eric Almirola, for Mobile One Auto Tech Question of the Week. We're here at Dover, one of two concrete tracks in this series. Rubber buildup is everything. Rubber lays down in the turns, depends on how much rubber is being put on the track. How much does a race car change throughout the run or the day, depending on how much rubber is in the dirt?
Yeah, when we arrive here, the track is pretty much white, and as you notice as the weekend, it'll get very black, and the reason for that is there's tiny imperfections in the concrete. So when we get here, the tire wear is real excessive. You know, it's the imperfections make it excessive tire wear. Well, the rubber adheres to the track and kind of fills in those valleys and makes the track smooth. And that's a great thing for our tire wear. It extends the tire wear quite a bit, but unfortunately, from the car balance, it tightens it up quite a bit, which means the front quits trying to work and quits trying to turn. So that you'll hear that terminology of the car's just getting very, very tight. So like if we were to get a rain shower here and it wash all the rubber off, a lot of the tight race cars would come to life. And then, you know, you'd have to wait for the rubber back up for the loose ones to come to life. So it goes through quite a bit of a change.
How challenging is it, say we get a string of caution flags, when the temperatures come down, the rubber kind of comes back out of the track sometimes, compared to a long green flag run, to constantly keep up with how much it's changing?
You know, I think it depends on where your car balance is. You know, if you have a free car, you want it to rubber up and stay rubbered up. You're exactly right. On some of the cautions, the race cars will actually, riding around slow, will actually pick the rubber back up off the racetrack and clean it off. And then you may see a couple cars go really good right after that restart. But, you know, in the long run, it's going to rubber back up. So, you know, we definitely strive to have the car good with the rubber on the racetrack. And we like the rubber on the racetrack because it improves the tire wear.
All right, Trent Owens, we appreciate you taking the time out for us in this week's Mobile One Auto Tech Question of the Week. These guys are extremely busy, so we're going to let them get to business. We're going to go ahead and go back around the Sprint Cup Series garage here onto the other side and show you all of these NASCAR Sprint Cup Series machines. If you are watching live, we have our always interactive chat room in the right-hand side of your screen. Go ahead and log on, share your comments, share your thoughts, let us know who you want to see before these cars and stars of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series hit the track one more time to make final preparations for 400 miles at Dover International Speedway. Let's see here. Going to look at our handy-dandy little chat room board. Looks like Louis DiDonato, you might be the first one that I see in here. And you want to see driver the number 24, Jeff Gordon. Well, we're going to get over there to him eventually. Right here, right now, the number 83, hometown, Mayetta, New Jersey native, Ryan Truex, brother to Martin Truex Jr., who drives the number 78 car. Here's the number 77. Up on jack stands. Teams are trying to make final adjustments. Not exactly been the year that the 77 team's looking for. The 43 cars entered the show this weekend. They are here. They're going to be able to race and help themselves out and be able to improve some of those spots. Check out this scheme on J.J. Yaley's number 44. Red, white, and neon, I guess I'm going to go ahead and say. Phoenix warehouse on the side of this J.J. Yaley machine. Getting ready to go for final practice. Beautiful looking paint scheme on this car. Crew discussing maybe last minute changes, things they want to do. One more look at Ryan Truex's Camry. And here's the number 33 Chevy SS of David Stremme. David, from hanging out with Matthew Dillon, finally has been diving into the dirt car world a little bit this year. But he's here on one of two concrete tracks. The only other complete concrete track in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series is Bristol Motor Speedway. David and the rest of these cars are going to tackle the other concrete track. Get my words going straight. Here's a great story so far this weekend. Brett Moffitt, two-time winner here at Dover in the K&N Pro Series, making his first NASCAR Sprint Cup Series start this weekend. Great qualifying run yesterday afternoon in knockout qualifying. Looking to take this number 66 to a strong finish in his first career start. He's actually been testing the Gen 6 car for Michael Waltrip Racing, I believe, lately. And they have decided that this is the time they want to go ahead and put him in that Sprint Cup Series machine and let him have a shot at it. Those 2 wins in Dover probably helped him out, get in there a little bit too, having a little experience. Here's the number 98, iRacing.com, Reddit.com Chevrolet of Josh Wise. The couple weeks ago, Sprint fan vote winner to get into the NASCAR Sprint All-Star race. Love the flat black on this car. iRacing.com, very popular gaming system for drivers, amateurs, anyone who wants to do it. Give them the opportunity to race realistic simulators around hundreds, maybe even thousands of America's racetracks. And there's a number 32 Ford Fusion, all camoed out. You almost didn't even see it for a second. There's so much camouflage. Sportmilitary.org on the front of this machine. And next to him, we have another great paint scheme. This, the number 36, Tommy Baldwin Racing entry of Reed Sorensen. Click it or ticket. Part of the Delaware Office of Highway Safety Initiative this weekend. The nationwide series race that's coming up this afternoon is the Buckle Up 200. Looks like here that the 36 may have just gotten into the wall a little bit during one of these practices this morning. Scuffed up the right side just a little bit. Nonetheless, cosmetic damage, crew can get it fixed up before the race tomorrow afternoon. Dockside, number 34 of David Reagan. Black and red paint scheme this weekend. And next to David Reagan, we have someone who, depending on if you've not checked out the F post on NASCAR.com, you now know who Alex Bowman is. Before then, no one knew who the F Alex Bowman was. F post. But he is the number 23 driver of this Dr. Pepper machine. One of the rookies in this large rookie field that there is. We had him walk around the infield at Charlotte Motor Speedway dressed as a NASCAR.com inside reporter to ask fans what they knew about the rookie class and specifically who they knew was in the rookie class. Some great reactions. Alex Bowman did a great job for us, holding composure, messing around with some fans, and just having a good time. Here's some of the teams doing some final tune-ups. Let's see, Leah Barlow, you want to see the 5. We will definitely show you that when we get around to the other side of the garage. Casey Kane fan forever, you want to see him as well? Well, we will no doubt do that. Here's the number 26, Cole Witt, recently added to the BK Racing team. Started off the season with Swan Racing. Swan Racing had some issues. The number 26 moved over. And Landon Castle trying to ruin NASCAR.com GarageCam's parade here for a minute. It is NBS, Newtown Building Supplies, Inc. Ride. This garage here at Dover might be one of the smallest garages we go to on the circuit. There's barely enough room to fit a car around between the haulers here, and that's because there's a horse racing track on the inside of the concrete oval here. Here's the number 7, Pilot J of Michael Annette. Another one of those rookies in this impressive rookie class this season. And as we move further down the Sprint Cup Series garage here, we are going to arrive at the number 51, AccuDoc Solutions of Justin Allgaier. Saw Justin the other day, and he was walking out with his baby daughter. So many young dads in this garage nowadays. But Allgaier moving up from the Nationwide Series last year. His crew getting ready for his Sprint Cup Series run at Dover. We're going to get a little Stewart Haas Racing stretch for you here on GarageCam. The number 41, Rookie of the Race winner in Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 500. Our audio man with us here on GarageCam was pulling double duty as well the last couple weeks, bouncing between Indy and Charlotte. Covered Kurt Busch's run at the double. He is now just full-time NASCAR Sprint Cup Series driver, Kurt Busch, for the rest of the weekend. This is CJ. CJ is loving when we come to Dover. Dover or Pocono, because he can fly into Philly and see all of his family. It's like he's back home. And next door is Stewart Haas Racing teammate Danica Patrick's number 10 GoDaddy Chevrolet. Danica, an impressive run at Kansas. Had some issues last weekend at Charlotte. Not exactly the run they were hoping for. She's run here at Dover a few times beforehand. She's got some experience. This track, no matter what, if you're a female race car driver, male race car driver, rookie, veteran, this is a tricky place to race. Diving almost 3 stories off into turn number 1 from the front stretch and the back stretch. Having to climb out of the canyon to get onto the straightaways, which are banked. A self-cleaning racetrack. If you get into trouble, you might need some nationwide insurance, like on Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s number 17 Ford Fusion for Roush Fenway Racing. Going to have a new Sprint Cup Series teammate with him next year, in Trevor Bain. Going to jump up from the Nationwide Series. There's Casey Mears' number 13, and there is Casey Mears, driver of the number 13 Geico Chevy, hanging out in the garage. We're going to go ahead and grab Casey Mears here, live on NASCAR.com GarageCam. Obviously, I'm not Matt Dillner, but we're going to do the best we can this week. We're here at Dover. What does it feel like to be in this car when you're diving into these corners and then trying to climb back up? What does that feel like on your body?
It's definitely a really fun racetrack, and the sensation of speed here is pretty high, because of that. You drive in, you got a lot of banking, and it's hard to explain. Anytime somebody's really been on a strong roller coaster, it's a very similar feel. It's hard to see on TV the different elevation changes here too. We were talking about that yesterday on the straightaway, how you kind of jump down and land into the corner here. You don't get that perspective on TV than if you're really here watching it or going around the track. So it's a very fun track to drive because of that. And, there's a lot of options. It's a real wide groove. And, it's a cool place to be.
Now, Bristol is one of the other concrete tracks on the Sprint Cup Series schedule. There, you want to try to be able to drive up onto the straightaways and be able to get the wheels turning. Is there anything from one concrete track like Bristol that you can carry over to a place like Dover, or are they completely different?
No, there's definitely similarities, but the speed difference here is the biggest thing. When you got that much speed there's just a lot more compression, a lot more speed entering the corner and going through the corner, quite honestly. So it's a very similar type concept, but you just got to do a lot to accommodate for the speed and how much the car wants to travel when it gets to the center of the corner.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Casey Mears. Appreciate you taking the time out. Let him get ready to go for final practice. Casey, part of the Mears gang. And as I heard in my ear while we were interviewing Casey, we are halfway through. We got a couple more cars here on the front side of the garage, or the back side. I don't really know if it's front or back. It's just kind of just a giant rectangle. Here's the number 1, Jamie McMurray. Clint Boyer goes walking by. He's off by a number. He's the number 15. He walked by the 14. Tony Stewart, last year's winner here at Dover. Tony obviously making news this week, jumping back into a sprint car for the first time since his accident last August. You can certainly tell Tony Stewart is starting to seem more like Tony Stewart now that he's been able to jump back behind the wheel of something that he loves. Here's Marcus Ambrose. Ironically, just a few stalls down from Casey Mears. Marcos actually has run both Richard Petty Motorsports cars have run fairly well here at Dover in the past. And here is the number 15, 5-Hour Energy Cherry Special Operations Warrior Foundation. Car driven by Clint Boyer this week from Michael Waltrip Racing. Clint winning the Sprint Showdown to get into the NASCAR Sprint All-Stars a few weeks ago. He would really like to get a points-paying win here because next time that we come here in September, it'll be the 3rd and final race in the Challenger round in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup as David Reagan walks by us. Any of these drivers, a win here could get them into the chase, and a win here again in the fall could get them through to the 2nd round. So we're going to cut on through some of these crew guys here and get you over to the other side of the garage. It's very busy down here. Compared to a Friday when it's the first practice, everyone's getting everything set up. These guys have qualified. They've practiced already. Clint Boyer, these guys are getting ready for the final shot to get their cars the way they want them for the race tomorrow afternoon. And we pop back out on the other side of the garage. It's a little more spacious on this side of the garage. And here is, we got 2 drivers talking, 2 champions. Of course, Brad left as we came over. Jeff Gordon, driver the number 24, and your point leader. Many, many wins here for Jeff Gordon on the concrete surface of Dover International Speedway. He's got this whole garage stall to himself, folks. I don't know if you want to consider that incentive, but he's got more space over here. They usually cram 2 cars into here. This is what I'm talking about. So much space even we can walk around in the garage over to the number 20 of Matt Kenseth. Kenseth looking for that elusive victory after a great battle with Jimmy Johnson last week in the Coca-Cola 600. Came up just a few laps short. But you could tell by the way he and Kenseth and Johnson were racing that neither of them were wanting to give or budge. Kenseth taking the Dollar General colors this weekend. Kenseth's team firing it up a little bit. Getting ready to back into the garage before teams go out for final practice. A little more than 10 minutes away. Next to Matt Kenseth is his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate, a man on a mission this weekend. 3 major checklists: truck race, nationwide, cup. He's already got 1 checklist already done for him, winning the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race yesterday afternoon. Kyle Busch looking to take this 18 M&M's Toyota Camry to victory lane again here at Dover. And right next door here, looks like we got Carl Edwards driving the Subway colors this weekend. As he climbs into his machine. Smiling, crew pointing at people. Concrete Carl. He's got some wins here at Dover International Speedway. Some wins in the Nationwide Series. A couple wins here in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Strapping in, getting ready to go, talk to the crew. He's got the win on the other concrete track already this year, out in Bristol. Let's see if we can't get in here and talk to Carl for one quick second before he gets strapped in. We're not Matthew Dillner by any stretch of the imagination. We're not Matt Dillner by any stretch. But we are here where your nickname is. Concrete Carl, back here at Dover. How excited are you to be here?
Still GarageCam, all right? With or without Dillner, right? So,
exactly.
Thank you guys for doing this. Yeah, I like this place a lot. It's fun. I mean, they used to call me Concrete Carl because we won all the time on these concrete tracks. And I guess we got a win at Bristol
this year. Earlier this year.
So yeah, I'd like to do it again. The car is just, it's a tough place because there's so much pressure here. You drive down the corner and the car slams down into the pavement. You've got to get everything right the whole way around that corner. Right now we're a little bit tight off of the corner, which is not our normal problem. So we're working really hard on it. Start 29th, so we got our work cut out for us. So it's 400 miles. It's going to be a tough race, and hopefully it's a good one.
Let's say 400 miles on a track coming from the back like this. What's the best game plan that you could think of to make your way up there? Because sometimes things can get a little crazy at the beginning of the race here.
This place is insane. You can have some big wrecks, and we've seen some massive ones here. So in a way, you got to be really aggressive, but you got to watch out. Once they start wrecking here, there's nowhere to go. I mean, it's fast and it's narrow, and so yeah. But we can let it hang out. We got to win, and we'll just go racing.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out, Carl. Best of luck the rest of this afternoon. Trying to dial in the number 99 and get ready to go for another win on the concrete this year. One of the fan favorites, the number 88, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Right over here, and there is Junebug. Watching his team make some final adjustments to his car. Let's see here. I feel like I saw a couple comments in the chat for Dale Jr. Well, Casey Kane fan forever, you wanted to see Carl Edwards as well as Casey Kane. We got you, Carl Edwards, taken care of out of the way. There's Dale Jr. working with the crew, putting the earbuds in. We're about 7 minutes away from these guys firing up for one last shot. Got a little tight there. Tons of fans around Dale Earnhardt Jr. And here he is, the master of Dover himself. Driver to the number 48, Cobalt Tools Chevrolet this weekend. Lowe's Cobalt on the 48. It just seems right. Jimmy Johnson's going to attack the Monster Mile with a slick black fast car. Try to extend his series leading 8 victories here at Dover. We're going to do a switcheroo here to make sure we get you all the cars before these guys pull out. We're going to go mosey past the 22 with Joey Logano. Come back to Denny Hamlin with Autism Speaks on the car. All these names on this race car by fans who donated $11 to the Autism Speaks Fund. My name is actually on this race car on the back right rear quarter panel. The number 55, Brian Vickers. A strong season for that 55 team so far. And here he is, your pole sitter for tomorrow afternoon's FedEx 400. Brad Keselowski strapping the helmet on. He's got Luke Bryan on the hood of his car. Hopefully, Brad doesn't have the same mishap that Luke did in Charlotte the other night and fall off the track like Luke fell off the stage. That would be bad. The number 31, Ryan Newman. 16, Greg Biffle. See, this is Saturday. This is happy hour. These guys are in here, and we still got 5 minutes before GarageCam's done. These guys are in here ready to go. Well, there's something you don't see every day. Harvick is not only not in his car, he's become Flat Stanley all of a sudden. Oh, wait, nope, there's the real Kevin Harvick. He is in his car, looking at a flatter version of himself outside the car. Here is one of the leading, here's your rookie battle right here for you folks right now. The number 42 of Kyle Larson with Cottonelle on the car this weekend, talking to his crew chief before they get ready for practice. And right next door, in the green American Ethanol, Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet, Austin Dillon. These two rookies been battling it out each week so that at the end of the year they can hoist I think there's a trophy, for the Sunoco Rookie of the Year. Another RCR teammate, Paul Menard. Got a little blue on the car this weekend, along with the customary neon yellow. I don't know if you hear that sound, folks, but they're starting to push people back, starting to fire things up. And as tight as this garage is, we're going to start making our way back up to the front here. Try to get you some of these guys pulling out before we sign off. Look at our cameraman, Fig. He's making it happen today, folks. Making it happen. There goes the number 11. Autism Speaks FedEx Freight Chevy at Denny Hamlin. Brian Vickers looking to get back into victory lane. Brad Keselowski trying to do that for a second time this year. Greg Biffle. Kevin Harvick, one of only 2 drivers with multiple victories in the 2014 season. Austin Dillon, Paul Menard, Casey Kane looking for a strong run. That team needs it. 47, 42. I don't know about you, but as many cars are lined up here, it's going to look like there's a race going on out on the racetrack when they get out there. There is that 43 of Eric Almirola. Clint Borer. Some of these guys are kind of lined up here. It's like a shotgun start in golf. They put you all in the tee box and then they make you wait a second. And then they'll let you loose. Marcus Ambrose, number 9. Tony Stewart.
And then Matt Stricker shoots a 110.
As my audio guy puts out, my love for golf does not necessarily compare to my golf scores. I don't know that his always do either. It's like fishing stories. There's golf stories. They're all just as full of lies as the others. Tony Stewart trying to take Code 3 Associates back to victory lane for the 2nd year in a row. Here at Dover, there's smoke in his car. We're going to take you back up to the front here before we sign off. Let's give you a look at these cars one last time. And then make sure you tune in tomorrow as well to Fox for their final race of the 2014 season. Always want to thank the great people at Fox for broadcasting these races and doing the tremendous professional job that they do and bringing you guys races. Next up, it'll go to TNT next week in Pocono. Casey Kane won at Pocono last year in the fall race. So we certainly want to wish Fox a great offseason. We'll see them again in Daytona. And wish TNT good luck on their upcoming summer series. So Austin Dillon gets ready to head out on track. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing to follow a driver of this 4-car around for a while. It's been turning some heads this week, or this year. Week and year, just in general. I'm going to show you these last cars, and as they get to roll out, we'll get ready to sign off here on GarageCam. It's been fun. It's been a quick 30 minutes. Brad Keselowski fires up right next to us. Cars and stars ready to go. Bunch of fans going to be riding along with Denny Hamlin this weekend. Joey Logano looking to become the first driver to get 3 winner stickers on the side of his car. Jimmy Johnson looking for another one. And as the cars and stars of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series make their way onto the track for final practice, we'll see you guys in Pocono. Enjoy the race, everyone.